You know, it's amazing that 10 years ago, I had lost my ability to, damn, it's been 11 years, that's crazy. 11 years ago, I lost my ability to perform my daily job. I had this well-paying corporate job where I felt like I was changing people's lives. I felt like I was making a big difference out there in the mortgage industry, and I just had the rug swept from underneath me. You know, kind of like a lot of people in 2020, they had the rug swept out underneath them. They were all of a sudden called non-essential. All of a sudden, they couldn't go to their job. Maybe it was because they're supposed to be in quarantine because people were sick, or maybe their job couldn't open at all. A lot of people lost their businesses. And I just want you to know, I've been there. But I didn't let that be a defining moment for who I was in my life, right? When I lost my ability to keep my corporate job and continue doing mortgages, when I lost that privilege and that ability, I didn't let that define me for the rest of my life. See, here's what most people do, right? Something catastrophic happens in their life, and they let that be a defining moment forever, right? It's like, oh, you get in trouble. It's like, oh, I got a DWI, and you let that be a defining moment your whole life. It's like, oh, I got in trouble with the law. You let that be a defining moment. Oh, I'm a divorcee. You even call yourself things like, oh, I'm a convict, or I'm a divorcee, or all these things that shouldn't be defining moments. Defining moments in our life shouldn't be the losses. It shouldn't be the downsides. What needs to be a defining moment in your life is the win, because here we are 11 years later inside probably, I don't know, a $20 or $30 million jet, going to stay at a $10 million house in Cabo because I refused to let that episode where I lost my ability to have a job and keep my corporate well-being. When I lost that ability, I didn't lose the focus and the drive that I wanted to have in order to become successful. That's not a defining moment in my life right now, here on this jet, with the people that are about to be here and the place that we're about to head to with my wife next to me. This is my defining moment, and I want that for you too. But in order for this reality that you have now to be your defining moment, you got to let go of those negative defining moments that you've decided to let them become a definition for who you are in your life. You got to let them go. Because until you let those things go, you'll never be able to grab a hold of what's next and what's possible in your life. A lot of people didn't think I would make it to where I am today. I was the king of having public, popular doubt. They said, you know what, he lost his job. You know, he's been to prison. This guy just can't get his shit together. But I didn't let them define me either, because I knew the definition of who Ryan Stewman is deep in my heart, and I followed that. And you know who you are deep in your heart too. And the moment that you stop letting anybody else interject or interfere with your life, and you go all in on you, your defining moment will be the same as mine today. Rise above.